So something interesting that I have been told my whole life from being a very young age to still up to this day, off of my family, off of numerous different people I speak to, my friends and people at my work, is enjoy yourself while you're young. You've probably heard this before, right? Whilst you're young, whilst you're full of spunk and energy and you don't have back pain or any kind of issues with your hips or anything, just enjoy yourself, right? Go out, party, meet people, go on holiday, spend your money, just enjoy yourself. You're young, you don't have the responsibilities of owning a house or paying for a car or anything like that. You don't have any kind of kids to raise or anything like that. You don't have really any major responsibilities. You're young, you can sort of just do whatever you want, right? I've been told this my whole life, and it's something that I've grown up having been instilled into my mind. And I find that majority of the people that I meet, a lot of my friends and a lot of the people who I met through going out to parties and going out nightclubbing in my city, a lot of the people I spoke to all seem to be in the similar mindset of, the fuck it mindset, right? You're young, you're in your late teens, you're 16, 17, 18 and early 20s, you don't have any responsibilities, you can just go out, do whatever you want, you can stay up late, stay up till 3, 4, 5 in the morning, take as many drugs as you want, drink as much alcohol as you want, with no consequences because you're young. And I really do think that if this is something that you truly believe in and you are young, like maybe my age or a bit younger or maybe a little bit older, and you fully think that being young is an excuse to kind of have the most fun as possible in these early years, I think it's going to be incredibly beneficial if you can try and get rid of that mindset, because the enjoy yourself while you're young mindset does not really set you up for the future. Now, I am not saying that I am perfect at this, right? I still go out and meet my friends. I still take days off sometimes, right? I'm not constantly working, filling up my entire hours of the week, just making YouTube videos and going to the gym. But I was in this mindset for a long time where I would go to school and then come home and play video games. And I felt kind of bad about playing video games. I'd just play GTA for hours on end. And I'd think to myself, well, I'm young. When I have kids, when I have a house, when I have bills to pay, I'm not going to have time to play video games. So let's just play them now. Let's get it out of my system. When I would go out and party, I would go out and drink and take drugs and go out onto the town and just enjoy myself, stay up till, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and just chill with random people and do all kind of different substances. And it was just a mess. But at the time I was thinking, I'm young. Let's just, there's no consequences to this. It was an excuse I could put into my mind. If I was questioning what I was doing, if I felt bad about it or felt like I was wasting my life, which I did, and I did feel like I was wasting my life, I would use that as an excuse, right? Oh, I'm young, I can do it, right? I may as well spend these young years of my life just enjoying myself and going on lads' holidays and just pissing about. But really what I want to get across to you in this video is something that I have learned about this kind of idea, is that it's the idea of comfort now or pain later. And I've spoke about this before, but it's something that's really important and it's a great mindset and it's something that you just need to keep in the back of your mind, is the idea that if you are in extreme comfort now, you are not making any sacrifices now. You go out drinking every day, you take drugs, you play video games, you watch loads of porn, binge watch Netflix and just spend all the hours of your day just in comfort and pleasure because you're young and because you can do it now. You don't have any responsibility and the pain can come later. You are then accepting to yourself that the fun in life, the comfort, the pleasure is limited to, late teens, early 20s. And as soon as the responsibility rolls around, as soon as, you have to get a house and all these bills and work full time and just graft, that is it. That's like life over. And then you just work till 65, 70 and that's it. And all the fun in your life was spent in the 20s. And I think this is kind of super depressing. Like thinking about this for me, when I think about the idea that my life might just be like working a full-time job after I'm working a full-time job now, but the idea that this is like it, and you just work and do this until you're like 60. Don't get me wrong, there's obviously, I'm not going to forget the fact that there's obviously other pleasures in life, like having kids and getting married and all this stuff. I get that, but they're like years and years and years away, years apart from each other. And it's like, I feel like, wouldn't it be so much better if you could experience discomfort now, pain now, for comfort and pleasure later, if that makes sense, right? Switch it around and make the sacrifices now, do the difficult things now, so that you can experience the pleasure and the rewards of your efforts later on in life. So that maybe you don't have to work full time for the rest of your life and retire at 70. Maybe you could do something to make yourself financially free early on in life, like set up a business or start a YouTube channel, or do something, right, to make money. Just try and make money online or something and work. And that's going to be difficult, right? It's going to require you to probably stop playing video games. It's probably going to require you to clean up your mental state and stop watching porn. It's going to require you to sort out your diet so that you're sharp and thinking straight and you can come up with ideas and be creative. And it's difficult. I mean, I've been doing it for a year now. I've had this YouTube channel for just over a year. I started it last January, and it's hard. Like, it's really, really hard. There's a lot of stuff to do, and it's like, I'm not exactly in comfort and complete pleasure, you know, in my early 20s. I'm 22, and it's like, yeah, a lot of guys my age are just going out, partying, playing video games. They're just in complete comfort and complete pleasure. And that sometimes I think, you know, that must be pretty good. Right? That must be pretty fun just to be able to go out, spend all my money and not think about the future. But then I know that when the future does arrive, which it will, I won't be prepared for it financially or mentally, physically, right? And it's the same with like the gym and health and fitness, right? You could just eat whatever you want now, spend the early life, you know, whilst you don't have responsibilities, just enjoying yourself, eating whatever you want, not having to go to the gym, not having to go outside, just stay in, play video games, enjoy yourself, right? And what's going to happen to your body? You're going to get fat, right? You're going to be unhealthy. You're going to have bad skin. You're going to get fat. And then when you're like 25, 26, 27, you've got all the responsibilities and the stress of work and stress of having a wife or, you know, kids. And you want to do all that whilst also having to worry about your health, right? Your heart problems or something like that. You suffer some kind of major health risk at like 30 because in your younger years you were just enjoying yourself, right? So really this whole idea of, you know, you're young and you should just enjoy yourself and, you know, do whatever you want in that time period. This is the moment of your life where you're free. And then almost like after this moment in our lives when we're young, we're not free anymore. That's quite depressing. And I really think it's important that you understand that you can flip this around, right? You can experience the discomfort, pleasure, the discomfort, the displeasure, and the sacrifices that you have to take now, right, in your early life, so that later on in life you could experience more pleasure, be free. You could set yourself up to be free later on in life. And yeah, it's just something that I was actually talking about yesterday with my friends. We were sat at the pub actually talking about it, and yeah, it's an interesting idea. And I just think a lot more people need to understand this, is the idea that you do not have to waste the early years of your life whilst you're full of energy, just partying, drinking and taking drugs and, you know, watching porn, playing video games. You can make sacrifices now so that later on in life you'll be more prepared. And that's what I'm trying to do now. That's, I guess, kind of the essence of self-improvement, right? It's to make sacrifices to improve yourself. And yeah, that's what this whole channel's about. So yeah, hopefully that video potentially motivated you to sort of maybe think differently about the way you kind of taking life right now. If you are kind of just floating on, you know, in a bit of a rut, doing the same thing every day, take some action, you know. And the first step would be, if you're not already into fitness, going to the gym, sacrifice an hour and a half of your day to go to the gym every day, and sacrifice another hour to go to the supermarket and walk there and buy some, you know, whole foods that aren't junk food. And then, you know, that's, you know, it's the essence of improving yourself by 1% every day, which what I say at the end of every video is to do stuff like that. So, you know, yeah, I just think in the early years of your life, just spend a little bit less time partying, a bit less time playing video games, and spend a few years on yourself to improve yourself, to set something up for your future self. Because I will guarantee your 25, 30-year-old self will look back and probably think, thank fuck that I got on my shit when I was in my 20s and set up a YouTube channel, set up a business, and sorted my physique out, sorted my diet out. And, you know, I'm sure that 30-year-old version of you 10 years down the line will thank you. So yeah, remember, just improve yourself by 1% every day and you will get there. See ya.